Talk about the games happened on Thursday before the break. We won't have another game till till next week. All-Star break is coming up. So 5 games. Let's talk about it. The first game is the Miami Heat beat the Charlotte Hornets in 2 overtime. Jimmy Butler was questionable coming in with the shoulder issue. I'm surprised he played the day before, the last game before All-Star break. And he struggled, with the shoulder injury. Bad shooting is kind of expected. 5 for 24 is really bad though. But everything else is really good. 10 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal and 2 blocks, 15 points. And to be honest, as long as this guy is healthy, he's top 10 on a per game basis. His game is very fantasy friendly, and he took 8 threes with that shoulder injury. The only thing he doesn't have is the threes. Very big free throw guy. Very good steals, blocks, a little bit blocks, assists, rebound, does it all with good efficiency. And underrated part always is he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He would average 5-6 assists, only turn the ball over twice maybe a game. PJ Tucker also huge minutes. I mean, all the guys put up some nice numbers, but usually PJ Tucker is not a fantasy option. There's so much guys better out there with more upside. Bam Adebayo, 13 rebound, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. Yeah, Bam 5 for 10 from the free throw line is really bad. But Bam, ever since coming back from his injury, from his 6-week absence, he's been playing really well. Been providing a lot of defensive stats. Bam, that's what he was lacking before he got hurt. In the last 2 weeks, just the 51st ranked player. So big thing is the free throw is so bad, 70% on 6 attempts, but the 1.3 steals, the 1.2 blocks, these are the level that we should expect Ben to stay. The defensive stats, 3.3 assists, still not great. With Kyle Lowry coming there, but if you can get 4, I'm totally okay with that. Duncan Robinson hit 6 threes, just a 3-point streamer. This game Tyler Hero was out, so Duncan Robinson might have gotten a few extra minutes. Kyle Lowry also played huge minutes, hit 6 threes. Yep, he's gonna be up and down. Some games he will only have 5 points, but he does it all. So don't drop this guy, because he provides so many categories. Bad field goal guy, but everything else he provides. For the Charlotte Hornets, man, LaMelo Ball played really well, but he fouled out. 14 points, 14 assists, 10 rebounds. Didn't shoot the ball well, but we need to see him putting up this kind of numbers more. Terry Rozier, he need like Rato Ward said, he needs the All-Star break to rest up. I don't know. 5 points, 2 steals, 3 assists. You obviously hold on to him, but this is always the worry with Terry Rozier, right? If you didn't sell high on him, he's not a top 50 player, not in my opinion. He's really not. Let's check out where he is at full season wise. He's still inside that top 50, 47th ranked player. His biggest category is the threes, averaging 3 threes a game, and he doesn't really turn the ball over. So turnover is really boosting his value as well. So we'll see what happens, but I don't really look at Terry Rozier as a top 50 player. This is not a guy that I'm gonna draft inside that top 50. I would rather take somebody with way higher upside than Terry Rozier. But when we get to the 70, 80, you want someone consistent, give you some points and threes, sure. Mason Plumlee played just 13 minutes. PJ Washington got huge minutes, and Montrezl Harrell. So Montrezl Harrell, coming off the bench for this team, obviously he gets more opportunity than when he was on the Wizards. So let's go pick him up if he's still out there on the waiver wire. Really good field goal guy, provides some rebound and a little bit blocks as well. 24 points went off here. Energy guy. I think he will fit right into this young team. They like to get up and down, which would help Harrell a lot as well. PJ Washington also got a lot of the power forward minutes. Gordon Hayward, when is he coming back? We don't know, so there will be extra 30 plus minutes to go around. Kel Oubre Jr. might get a few more minutes. PJ Washington might take some of these minutes, right? Cody Martin was out. That's another factor. So I don't know if PJ Washington is going to continue to start and get huge minutes. We'll see if this is going to something can continue to happen moving forward. Miles Bridges also had a great game, but let's see where Miles Bridges is on the season. I haven't really talked about this guy in a long time. But he's still inside that top 30, 29th ranked player. But he's fallen off in the last 2 weeks. Let's see. 43rd ranked player. So he didn't really fall off. But in the beginning of the season, he was like top 20. So, something to think about. All right, let's go to the next game. The Washington Wizards beat the Brooklyn Nets 117-103. Okay, so a lot of Wizards guys had a big game. Last game, this game, Kyle Kuzma decided to take just 7 shots, 7 turnovers. Not the best game. But rest of the way, even with Porzingis comes back playing, he should have a clear number 2 player on this team. And he's been good all season, to be honest. Ranking-wise, he's not going to be good because the free throw. And free throw is really hurting him. But if you ignore the free throws, he's top 70, 60. Oh, easy. If you pound free throws, he's a must roster. KCP, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Yeah, you could have him. He had a really good game. He had 27 points last game, 7 points here. Ron Neto had a really good game. Still had two steals here, but played just 20 minutes. While Danny Advia filled it up, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. All 3 guys you could have, to be honest. And Ish Smith got some extra minutes. But the minutes is going to be inconsistent. Him and Ron Neto are going to split the minutes. But I think most of the nights Ron Neto should be getting more minutes than him. So I would prefer Ron Neto over him. But this Wizards squad beat the Nets. I mean, well, Kyrie didn't play, but I don't think Kyrie really, Harden is a guy that could lift others. I don't know about Kyrie. Kyrie is just a guy that goes in there and score a bunch. I don't know if he really, how much winning is he contributing. Bruce Brown, 35 minutes. Bruce Brown you could stream. Andre Drummond is a must roster, but he was in some foul trouble, played just 18 minutes. Eldridge played 28. So it's going to be a thing moving forward. I think for now, Andre Drummond and LaMarcus Eldridge are split in minutes. With Nicholas Claxton is the odd man out. But who knows, next week after the break, Nicholas Claxton could come in and Eldridge doesn't get any minutes. Or who knows, Drummond may not play. I don't know. But for now, the way it looks, Drummond is a must roster, right? Because Drummond only needs 25 minutes to be that must roster player. Only 18 minutes here, but let's wait and see. Seth Curry and Patty Mills both played okay. Patty Mills, huge game, 3 steals and a block, 22 points with 5 threes. Sure, he's a guy that you want to have until Kyrie, But he's very inconsistent, right? This is a good game, but next game he very could just have 8 points with 3, 4, 12 shooting and nothing else. Cam Thomas is a guy, like with all the guys scoring options out, like he's going to come in and score a bunch. 20 points, 3 threes. If you need points and threes, you could stream him. But after the break, once Kyrie and Katie come back, he's really, he doesn't really have much value. Let's go to the next team. The Dallas Mavericks destroyed. They only won by 7, but when I checked the score, they were up like 20, 30 points. Luka played 38 minutes. Wow, 49 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. Luka is really, really coming up. Beginning of the season, I guess he was dealing with some type of injury. Didn't really rest well because he played in the Olympics. But man, I don't know if it's because they traded Porzingis, because they played a lot of games without Porzingis and he didn't put up this level of numbers. But now it's all him. It's ball in his hands all the time, right? Spencer did it when he played 30 minutes. He only had 1 assist. But Luka, man, scary. And I don't know, because he has such high usage in the playoffs. Feel like he's just going to run out of gas in the 4th quarter because everything's going through him. Jalen Brunson can do a little bit, to be fair. He has 6 assists and 23 points. But everything is going through these 2 guys. So all the other guys, if Maxi Kleber can shoot some threes and defensive stats, sure. He did that this game. Dorian Finney-Smith can do that, some defensive stats and threes. He hit 4 threes and 3 steals. That's good. He's not the must roster, but some guy, a guy you could have at the end of your bench. I don't think that's not it's a bad idea. And Davis Bertans, they traded for him, played 17 minutes, hit 1 3, and that's it. But having a guy like Davis Bertans, you just never know, man. One game you could come in, goes 5 for 6 for a 3, right, and just basically help you win the game in the 3rd quarter. You go on a 15-0 run. Having elite 3-point shooters can do that for you. Even though you might have an inferior team, but you got a puncher's chance. But yeah, this Mavericks is just that. For the New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram, man. CJ McCollum came, really impacting Brandon Ingram. And well, he did take 21 shots here, but I don't know. 12 points, 8 assists, and a steal. Hopefully he improves. Jackson Hayes got the start again. So we don't know what the minute's gonna look like. They decided to go big versus the Mavericks. You want to go small, right? Because Mavericks got a lot of shooters. It's Luka distributing the ball to the shooters, but Pelicans were like, hey, we're just gonna go big on you, and didn't work out well. Jackson Hayes was a minus 19, while Valanciunas was a plus 10. Valanciunas had a huge game, 18 points, 18 rebounds and 16 points. That's pretty good. Herbert Jones, another bad game, and I see people discussing on Reddit like he's cooling off. It's not really the case. He's just been hot in the last month or two. Because I had Herbert Jones when they had that 2-game week. I dropped him. Before that, for the whole month and a half, he was averaging like 0.7, 0.8 steals, right? Then 0.7, 0.8 blocks, and then in the last month or so, he was like averaging like 2 steals. And then in the last week, he's averaging 0.8. So that's just what happens with these guys. If they don't get defensive stats, the lines don't look that pretty, right? So that's fine. You just have to hold on to him. It's very high variance. The next 4 steals games could be coming. Maybe 5 games away. You just have to hold on to him. There'll be some games he does nothing. But maybe CJ McCollum coming in is messing up with the whole team's defensive scheme a little bit. Maybe it's impacting everybody a little bit, but I just hold on to him. No worries. CJ McCollum, 39 minutes, huge, 38 points, 5 assists and 2 steals with 7 threes. A really good game, really big game from CJ, but they lost. But the good news is this team clearly is trying to win, so good for all the fantasy owners. Let's talk about the next game. The Philadelphia Sixers went into Milwaukee and beat the Bucks without all their players, without James Harden. I mean, Joel Embiid carried them hard, 42 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. What a game from Joel Embiid, who committed 5 fouls, but they got the win. What a game from him. And Matisse Thybulle, 14 minutes, he's still a hold. This is going to happen with him because, they want more offense. Doc Rivers, it's matchup dependent, right? If they play in some Warriors team, you need Matisse Thybulle and Curry, then Matisse is going to play 30 minutes. But there will be games Matisse Thybulle just not, because offensively he's really limited. But he's still hold on. Average, he's going to get 25 minutes. And in 25 minutes, he's going to give you 1.6, 1.7 steals. He's going to give you close to 1 block. If you love those, sure, you got to have him. But he doesn't provide you anything else, as we all know at this point. Like, for example, Herbert Jones doesn't provide the level of defensive stats that Matisse Thybulle provides, but Herbert Jones does everything else. And Herbert Jones got a consistent 33 minutes. If I would have to pick, I prefer Herbert Jones over Matisse Thybulle. Tyrese Maxey, 40 minutes, didn't really do much. And I think once Harden gets there, Tyrese Maxey is not going to have the usage. He might still have the minutes, but he will be a droppable player, and that will be my prediction. He might still play 30 minutes a night, but put up like 12 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. That type of stuff. You could definitely still stream him, but I don't know, because he doesn't get a lot of defensive stats, and if the efficiency is not there, his ranking is pretty bad. Tobias Harris, 19 points, 8 rebounds, no threes, and Georges Niang played really well, hit 5 threes, 18 points. But it's all Joel Embiid this game. Furkan Korkmaz also had 13 points, but it's all Joel Embiid. Giannis got his 32 points, good stuff, almost a triple-double, 3 steals and a block. Just rest up with the All-Star break, but Giannis is being so consistent, Unlike, in fantasy, there are guys that are very consistent every single game, and there are guys that are very volatile. One guy I could think of is Evan Fournier. The minutes, first of all, his minutes is very volatile, and his production is very volatile as well. Chris Middleton, 19 points. Sure, also a guy that's pretty consistent, even though the shooting is pretty poor this game. Bobby Portis had 4 fouls in 20 minutes, but the points and rebound very, very solid with Bobby, and threes. If he can provide more consistent defensive stats, sure. Jordan Nwora played okay in place of Grayson Allen. But I don't think he's really a fantasy option. And Drew Holiday had 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a still okay game for him. And DeAndre Bembry, oh man, he's on the Bucks. I did not realize that. And let's talk about the last game. My God, Houston Rockets lost to the Clippers 111-142. And with a blowout like this, Emperor Şengün did not get the center minutes. He did not. he did not play extra minutes. You have Bruno Fernando playing those 9 minutes. I guess Coach Silas just didn't want to give the minutes to Emperor Şengün. What are you going to do about it? Obviously, with all the guys healthy, he's not a must roster. You could stream him. You could stream. Definitely stream if they got a good schedule. But not a must roster. As long as Wood is healthy. Wood, due to the blowout, only 24 minutes. Just a 7 rebound. I think a lot of people bet on, a lot of people bet on his rebound over 8.5 because he averages 10 rebound and Clippers pretty fast paced team, should be getting more possessions, more rebound. But he did not hit because it was a blowout. If he played 5 more minutes, for sure he's gonna hit that. Jason Tate played well, 19 points. Just a streamer. Garrison Matthews, just a 3-point streamer with Kevin Porter Jr. out. All the other guys, Dennis Schroeder maybe on this team, but when Kevin Porter Jr. plays, I don't think he's gonna crack 30 minutes. Jalen Green played 31 minutes. But this team, Kenny Martin Jr., good fantasy player. Josh Christopher, good fantasy player. Emperor Şengün, all those guys are buried on the bench. So for now, nobody's a must roster. They are just streamers. I think the entire team, other than Christian Wood, you want to roster him. Everybody else could be very nice streamers, but you don't have to hold on to them. And for the Clippers, Zubac played 22, and Isaiah Hartenstein, the best fantasy player on this team, won't give it the minutes. Well, obviously with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard out, right? What a game. 3 steals and 5 blocks, 25 minutes. But this game is a blowout and was against the Rockets. I don't know if he can replicate it next game. The minutes, the production will be hard. Reggie Jackson had 14 assists, man. Scary stuff. Obviously, we got to roster him. Terrence Mann, everybody had a good game. On the Clippers, Marcus Morris Sr. had 27 points in just 25 minutes. Nicholas Batum could be a streamer. Amir Coffey and Luke Kennard. Amir Coffey probably not a streamer, but you could stream Luke Kennard for threes, who went 8 for 9, really destroyed the Rockets, right? And Robert Covington, close to a drop, just the 14 minutes here. Last game he had like 21 minutes with really good stocks. This game 14 minutes, very close to drop. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger yet. I'm gonna observe for a few more games. I think Tyloo maybe is trying to figure out the rotation, but he's playing all these guys, right? It's hard for one guy to have consistent 30-minute plus every game. And that's it, guys. I'll see you later.